Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Hello for the first time if you've never been here before. How are you doing? So, coronavirus is everywhere, it's mental, everyone's freaking out. Some people don't have a lot of stuff in their house. Some people have too much stuff in their house because they've been buying stuff in bulk and they don't need it. Either way, today I'm going to show you how to make a biscuit that is a Scottish staple and needs very little ingredients. Today we're going to make shortbread. I'm going to use a really old-fashioned recipe for shortbread. So it's not going to be your gourmet shortbread, it's not going to be like as modish as like what you would buy from the shops or whatever, but it is probably going to be something you can probably make in the house. The reason I'm making this video and making something that's easy to make in the house is because these ingredients you probably will have. They're not strange ingredients, probably most people have this stuff, and it's good for kids. It's easy to make, it's something to do, especially if you're being self-quarantined and stuff, if you've been told not to leave the house. It's just one of those good all-rounders, you know. Plus, it's shortbread. Who doesn't like shortbread? Do you know what I mean? Speaking as a Scottish person, right, but who in their right mind doesn't like shortbread? So, I've got my finger in the page, but this is a book that I'm going to be using. This is my favourite cookbook of all time. I got it from a charity shop 15 years ago. It smells like old. It smells like Fust. It smells like old. You know that old smell? That's what it smells like. So you know it's good. So it's, I think it's from 1951 or something maybe, so it's not that old, but it's old enough. And it's first published 1952. So a lot of it's in black and white, as you can see. Now excuse my nails, I am going to take my nail polish off before I do the rest of this video, but yeah. So this is the shortbread page, and what we're going to be making, if I can do it, is these shortbread fingers. So in this book for shortbread fingers, it basically says you need 6 ounces of flour, a pinch of salt, 2 ounces of caster sugar, and 4 ounces of margarine. Now, if you do not use ounces, I will put grams, and if I can, I will put cups down below in the description. Now, I'm not very good at reading it out loud, so bear with me. Sieve flour, salt and sugar and add margarine, cutting this into the dry ingredients and rubbing in with the fingertips. Knead until a smooth dough is obtained, roll out on a floured board, cut into fingers and score with a fork. Put on a grease-proof tin in a slow oven for 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 30 minutes until lightly coloured. That's it. You just rub all the ingredients together, roll it out, cut it up, put it in the oven. Bob's your uncle. So we're going to do that today. It's going to be great, it's going to be brilliant, I'm going to love every minute of it. So let's do that. Hello. Usually what I do is have all this stuff pre-measured, but just to show you how easy it can be, I'm just going to measure it all into the one bowl, because that's what the instructions up here basically tell you to do anyway. Tell you to have all the stuff in the one bowl, rub it all together. So I'm just going to do it all at the one time, and we'll sort of do it together, shall we? Okay, so it tells me to have flour. It says 6 ounces of flour. If you can hear that barking, that's my neighbour's dog. Him and Buddha tend to disagree politically on a few things, so they tend to have wee arguments. Now the flour I'm using is just plain flour. Just plain. Nothing exciting. So that's my flour. That's my pinch of salt. 2 ounces of caster sugar. I'm going to have to go stop that arguing between the fences. Okay, I'm back. All agreements or disagreements have been finalised. So we need 4 ounces of margarine. Now I am using butter because I've got more butter than I do margarine. If you find yourself to be in a situation where you've got more butter than margarine, use butter. But honestly, use whatever you want. That's why I'm using this recipe, because you can just do what you want. doesn't have to be the best ingredients in the world, it just has to be ingredients. Right. Okay, so that's it. That's everything you need. So we'll move these out of the road. And now we have this. So I'm going to take off my rings, put them on my wee elephant man. My hands are washed, nice and clean and dry. Cutting this into the dry ingredients and rubbing in with the fingertips. Okay, so I'm just going to start rubbing because I can't really be bothered cutting. So what I'll do, because I've cut big bits of butter like that in, I'll just use the flour to act as like a non-sticking agent when I'm trying to cut lumps, and I'll just start breaking it up. You of course can just cube your butter and put it in as cubes if you want to be super fancy, or even if you just want to waste more time. Again, like if you're trying to entertain your kids and you're thinking, how am I going to do this? You just get the kids to cut up tons of wee chunks of butter, measure it up into wee bowls and stuff, you know. Yeah, that'll do. Just start rubbing together, like you would when you with scones or anything like that, or scones, however you pronounce it. Just start rubbing the same way. I say that like you might already know what I'm talking about. So if you don't, I'll explain better. What you're doing is you're grabbing the flour and the butter and just smooshing them together. And the longer you do this, it'll turn into a sort of breadcrumby consistency and should turn into a dough. So yeah, you're just basically grabbing it and rubbing it, using your fingertips, your thumb and your fingers to just smoosh the flour and butter together. It's a great job for wee hands. While I'm doing this, just to mention, if you live anywhere that has local farmers or farm shops, double check if they're still open during the coronavirus. I live very close to a farmer, and my farmer sells eggs, and those tend to be the eggs that I use whenever I bake, because I know that they came from happy hens. So if you find yourself not being able to get a lot of ingredients like eggs and things, just double check with your local farmers, because you might well find that they have a ton of eggs. You might well find that they have a ton of eggs, a ton of stuff like that they have anyway, because their chickens and stuff are obviously still there, but they can't get rid of it because no one's leaving the house. So just double check with your farmers, and you're obviously helping out your local community as well. So now I have a sort of breadcrumby consistency. I'm now going to start pressing it together, because this needs to form a dough. Seems very dry to me, but I've obviously measured in ounces, so maybe I've measured a little less butter than I should have. But if you're like this and you don't have milk, add a little bit of water. If you do have milk, add a little bit of milk, because we're just trying to get a dough. You can see throughout my might, I can't really make a dough, so we're going to get some milk in this, I think. Sploosh. Just add a tiny bit at a time, and I'm just mixing it around with my fingertips to get all the crumbs wet, and then we'll try now. Yeah, that seems like a wee bit better, doesn't it? Because you want to be able to roll this. That's a dough. Smashing. So I'm going to clean my hands off, and then we'll start rolling it out, and we'll put the oven on just now as well, so we can preheat the oven for our shortbread fingers. So we're going to roll our pastry or our biscuit on our clean surface with our clean hands. We're going to cut these into sort of fingers, like so. So this is the picture. I know, black and white, fantastic. probably about 2 centimetres thick. And then you're going to poke wee holes in the top of them. But I'll show you anyway. We'll do it together, as I say. We'll do it together. So we need a cutty utensil, a pokey utensil, and a rolly utensil. So let's get some flour on the go. Now I don't ever seem to tend to use enough flour, so hopefully that'll be enough. Now before I put this down, we are cutting it into squares, right? So I'm just going to try and shape it into a square shape with my hands, because when we start rolling it's going to be an oval and all that. It's just not going to be what we want it to be. Now it's probably going to crumble into a million bits as well, but there's enough butter in this that it should hopefully keep some sort of like remnant of what it should be, you know? So just roll gently on it, don't roll too vigorously because that's when it will absolutely start to break. So mine's is starting to come away at the edges, so I'm just going to smoosh them together because I can. And as you're rolling, just keep smooshing. Smoosh. Okay. Now there's no rising agent in these, they're not going to puff up, they're not going to be huge or anything, so the thickness that you roll them to is going to be the thickness that they're going to be. So I would say that's probably about right. Now, for a change, I do have a ruler with me, and I am just going to double check what I've got them to. I mean, I've got them to a centimetre, so I lied to myself, but that's fine. That's what we're sitting with then. So I'm just going to try and smoosh up the edges. Obviously you don't have to use a knife to do this, it's just the straightest thing I had next to me. So this is one of those occasions where do as I say, don't do as I do. Don't recommend you do this with a knife, but there we are. Right, so that's a square, so we're going to cut them out now. So let's have a wee think. Yeah, we'll cut, that's kind of the middle. Can we make that into 3? We probably could. Yeah, let's go for it. Now, the old-fashioned recipes don't tell you how many they're supposed to make, they just say make. So I suppose you can make them any size you want really, couldn't you? Right, so do we want long boys or do we want short boys? I would say long boys. We'll just cut it in half, shall we? Now, you all witnessed me do that, and I had a ruler in my hand, and I could have done it very nicely, but I didn't, so that's just who we are. So, in this picture, they've just pricked like holes all the way up the middle, so that's what we'll do. We'll just do what the book says. So basically, just do that. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, 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 boop. Now, my oven is set to 100 degrees. 250 degrees Fahrenheit is 120 degrees Celsius, or 100 degrees if you've got a fan oven. I have a fan oven, so 100 degrees it is. Because these go in the oven at such a sort of low temperature, it is imperative that you genuinely do preheat your oven. It's not going to be very good if you don't. So, get rid of those wee bits. Here's my biscuits, all lined up in a tray, looking lovely. Not looking very uniform, but looking rustic. So they're going to go into my preheated oven now for 30 minutes. They probably won't change colour that much. They'll just go a little bit darker than this. Shortbread tends to be this colour. You're just basically cooking it. So don't look at it through the oven door and think, oh god, that's not browned. We'll need to keep it in longer. Like, just take it out after 30 minutes. As long as your temperature is right, you're good to go. So I'll see you in 30 minutes. So here are mine, straight out the oven. Swish. You can leave them like this if you want. Some people like to put sugar on them. So just get the caster sugar that you already had. And basically all you're doing is just sprinkling some caster sugar on. So I'll put some on half of mine and then leave the other ones without. But it's very common to put caster sugar on your shortbread. So what we're going to do now is leave these guys to cool, and once they're fully cool, we can eat them. Also, while I'm at this, by the way, there's other options to do this. You can basically get a square tin and just pack it all in the tin, or you can make, what are they called? Petticoat tails, basically the triangle shape. So you can put it in a circle tin and then cut it into triangles. It's a very common shape for shortbread. But anyway, I'm havering, so what I'm going to do is leave these to cool and I'll be back when they're cool. I don't know, like half an hour or something. I'll see them. I made Jenga with them. That's nice. Yes. Do you like to try one? Yes, I would actually. I like shortbread. I've not tried it yet either. Still a bit warm. Be a bit warm in the bottom. That's really good. I like it. It's a 1950s recipe. There's dishwasher on. So it's not super fancy. It's not super like indulgent or anything like that. Like, not stuff you get at Christmas. But it's alright, isn't it? That's good. I like it. It's like 4 ingredients, and I thought it'd be good for folk with the coronavirus because they'll have all this stuff in their house. No. I'm going to make them all fat. No. Aye. That's my bit, you give me. No, it's good. I like it. Smashing. Thank you for trying. No worries. Goodbye. Goodbye. So there we have it. 4 ingredient shortbread that you can make at home with your kiddies. It'll waste some time, it tastes really good, and you'll probably have this stuff in the house. The sugar on top makes it really nice. It gives it like a different texture. I think it was a good thickness as well, so I'm very happy with them. So thank you so much for coming and watching me making shortbread. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really means the world to me. If you want to support me in any way, shape or form, all links are below. But right now with the coronavirus and stuff on the go, it's okay if you don't. I don't recommend you do. Keep all the money you have to help yourself in the future. If you make this recipe, I want to see pictures of it. I want to know how it went, if you liked it, if you did anything different. It's a really simple recipe. You could use different sugars, you could use different butters, you could cut it different shapes, you could make patterns on top of it. There's tons of stuff you could do. You can even make animals. See if you've got like cutters, if you've got cookie cutters, cut them into shapes. Doesn't have to be sticks, doesn't have to be like, you know, do what you want. They taste great. But I want to see photos, and the best place to send me photos is Twitter. So do that, I'd really appreciate that, that'd be cool. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye.